Hey guys, it's Haley. I am here to share some books with you that are perfect to help prevent the summer slide. That dreaded phenomenon where kids forget everything they've ever learned because of summer break. I just want to show you a few books to help get rid of that so that the kids can stay on top of things and remember things that they've learned before. First, I'm going to show you a book from our Wipe Clean collection. Our Wipe Clean collection is fabulous. We have a lot of books in this collection. We have things that deal with first numbers, first letters, first writing. We have math books. We have all sorts of things. And they're great because they come with a Wipe Clean marker, which means they can practice over and over again. They write, they draw, they erase it, and they do it again and again. You can see how fun it is inside. Very colorful. There's dotted lines to trace over. And like I said, they can erase it and they can do it again and again. There are lots depending on what your child needs. This is a great place to look. Next, I'm going to talk about some books that are great for reading. Of course, reading is very important, and I'm going to show you some for beginning readers. These are the phonics readers. These are great for kids who are just learning how to read independently, how to sound out words, how to look for letter combinations and know how they work. So these phonics readers are so fun. They have a cute story that are actually quite funny. Kids have a good time reading these. We have quite a few in this collection. We also have quite a few novels for older kids. Even for younger kids who are just beginning to read novels, we have beginner's novels too. I'm going to show you a perfect one for an older child or a more advanced reader. This is a completely unabridged version of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, but it is illustrated. So there are cute pictures that go along with the story. As a child reads a classic, but keeps their attention a little more because there's pictures to go along. I don't know about you, but pictures help me to understand what I'm reading a little bit better. Now, right along with that, we also have other illustrated stories. This is the illustrated stories from Dickens. Gorgeous. This one is abridged, so it's a little bit easier to understand Dickens' original works, but again, very much illustrated. In addition to Dickens, we have illustrated stories from Shakespeare. We have Aesop, we have Hans Christian Andersen, we have lots of them. They are really fun to read. Okay, let's talk about math for a minute. Math is very important and very easy to forget over, a big summer break or something. First thing I want to show you are some of our illustrated dictionaries. We have first illustrated dictionary. We have an elementary illustrated dictionary of math. This is just the regular illustrated dictionary of math. This one actually deals with a lot of higher end math. But it's great because, as it says, it's illustrated. But in addition to illustrations, it also gives examples and explanations of how to do things. So over the summer, if you are a parent who likes their child to practice their math, this is great because if they forgot what they've learned, they can look it up and get an explanation. We also have a really fun activity book. It's the Times Tables activity book, and it is great because times tables are so vital to math, and they're very easy to forget. So this has fun things for kids to work on to help practice their times tables. There are games, there are fill in the blanks. Like I said, very colorful, very eye-catching, keeps kids engaged. Very fun. Now, the last one I want to show you for math is, this is not a math book. It actually is, so don't let that fool you. But This Is Not a Math Book is perfect for kids who think math is terrible. They can't imagine that there's anything good with math. It's just boring and not fun, because this is a book that combines math and art. So kids can go through, they can do fun activities that involve math, but they're artistic as well. Very fun. Help kids realize that math isn't horrible. It can actually be very enjoyable. Okay. I want to show you a science book. We have quite a few science books I'm going to show you, but this is the one I'm going to show you the inside of. It's the 100 Things to Know About Science. It's great for summertime because it has lots of tidbits of lots of scientific concepts. So if you look in, each page talks about a specific one. For example, this one might talk about space and space rockets. And then it goes through and gives you little facts and pieces of information about that topic. There are 100 topics in here. This one talks about Albert Einstein, tells you about some of the accomplishments he's had. Very great for that scientist in your life who wants to continue to learn over summer break. Here's a couple of more great science books. Story of Science, Story of Astronomy and Space. These are just a few. We have a lot of great nonfiction science titles. Okay, now I want to show you some of our encyclopedias. They are marvelous. They are full of beautiful pictures. They have little tidbits. They have small sections of text so that kids are not overwhelmed, but they're very interested. These are the types of books that I like to sit down and just read. This one is the Encyclopedia of the Ancient World, so it talks about different civilizations in ancient times. Like I showed you, has colorful pictures, keeps it very interesting. We have quite a few encyclopedias. We have the Ancient World, we have a geography one where people can learn about the people of the world. We have just a children's encyclopedia that covers a broad range of topics. And like I said, fun, colorful, and engaging. Last, I want to talk about writing. Writing is one of those things that sometimes people overlook a little bit over the summer. They know they need to have their kids read. They know they need their kids to practice math, but writing sometimes gets forgotten. So let me show you the Write and Draw Your Own Comics book. This is so exciting. Do you know kids who love comic books, graphic novels? So this book is perfect for them because they get to make their own. The book walks them through. It helps them organize their writing. It helps them figure out how to come up with characters. This one gives them instructions on being able to draw the appropriate things to go with their stories. There's lots of practice room inside. And then in the end, they get to have a book full of their own comics. And to go right along with that, we have a couple other books like that. Write Your Own Adventure Stories, Write Your Own Storybook. Same idea, where they are going to be walked through being able to organize and come up with some great ideas. And finally, for all writers out there, we know that writers need dictionaries. This is an illustrated dictionary. It is full of colorful, wonderful pictures to go along with definitions and spellings of words that they may need in their writing. Can you imagine how much more exciting it would have been to use a dictionary in your time, my time, if we had illustrated dictionaries like this? And lastly, I want to show you my very favorite, the Not Your Everyday Illustrated Thesaurus. I have a bunch of these in my classroom, and my kids love them. Nowadays, kids are learning how to write and how to write well, and one of the components of that is using good word choice, and that's what the thesaurus is for. A thesaurus gives you a word, and then it gives you lots of other words you can use instead of it. You can see that this thesaurus is colorful, it's fun, there's lots of pictures, and what's really cool about it is it has themed pages. I wish I could show you every page, but I can't. So, let's say you decide you're going to write a story under the sea. You find the page about under the sea, and you've got tons of words that you can use in your story because they're related to that. You want to write a story about monsters? Awesome. There's a page dedicated to monsters and dedicated to words that you might use in a monster story. This is a book that I think everybody needs to own. It is gorgeous and it is really fun. All right, well, I just gave you some great ideas of books to own if you want to avoid that terrible summer slide. Good luck, have fun.